Is the Landa real estate app a scam where you can actually invest $5 into real estate and actually make some money every single month from rent? Is it a scam or is it not a scam? Now, I've seen several people make videos on YouTube talking about the entire Landa app, and they say like, hey, I love the app, guys, it's so good. And then you ask them like, hey, how long you been investing for? Well, 3 days. It's awesome, right? On top of that, are you biased? No, but here's my referral code, So I wanted to make a video where I'm not biased. I don't have a referral code down below. I don't have like $5 invested into an app that I just recommend like crazy, and I don't have any affiliation with the company also. So in this video, I'm gonna tell you guys exactly if the app is a scam, is it worth it, is it not worth it, or should you stay away by all means necessary. Now, on top of that, if you guys don't know me, my name is Ty Bryson, and I'm an accountant. I post what you do every single day. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified. On top of that, do me a favor, hit the like button. Thank you so much. And here's a question for you guys, okay? Where did you hear about the Landa app? Have you invested money? And if so, how has it gone for you? Now, if you ask me, Tommy, where do you hear about it from? Well, the answer is this, okay? I heard about it from you guys, and I also heard about it from ads on Instagram telling me like, hey, check out this app, $5, you invest into real estate, you get a piece of the pie, you make money every single month. Oh my gosh, it sounds amazing. So here I am today making a video about it, and I'm going to tell you guys exactly if it's a scam or if it's not a scam. Now, I'm going to break this video into 3 parts, and the first part is concept. What is it all about? How does it work? The second part is the reviews and Q&A, because I got in contact through Instagram with the Landa app, and they answered some questions, but I also want to go over some of the problems on the App Store and what they're actually saying over there, because again, Landa only has around 2.7 stars on the App Store, while Fundrise has around 5 stars. So it's a problem. I'm going to answer all those questions in this video right here. Now, on top of that, towards the end of the video, number 3, I'm going to answer exactly how to do a deal on Landa, if it's worth it, and what's an alternative to do it yourself and make the money yourself. So now the first thing is this. Well, Tommy, what is the concept of Landa? How does it actually work, and what is it about? Now, the whole thing is this, okay? There's a novelty to real estate, It's kind of like the big boy game in a sense to everyone out there, but it's kind of not, okay? Because, for example, the novelty is this. You're a small guy, you want to get into real estate, but you don't make enough money to buy a house for $100,000 or $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000, okay? So you say like, hey, here's Landa, I can actually invest $10, $5, and that way I get into the game and I don't need all the money. But here's the problem, okay? Not the problem really, but in reality, you can invest into real estate with 3.5% down if you live on the properties. If the property costs $100,000, well, you only need to find around $3,500 plus the closing costs, maybe like $10,000 to $12,000. You can have your own home and invest into real estate for only $12,000, and you move out and then you rent it out to somebody else, okay? That's how you can do it, but I get the novelty, $5, $10, it sounds great also. Now, the second thing is this, okay? Now, there's also a low entry point. $5, $10, and you're into the game, and you get profits every single month from the rent. It sounds incredible. It sounds amazing to say like, hey, I put in money and I get back feedback on that money. Every single month I get paid for my money. So that's awesome also. On top of that, you also have the entire, well, there's small fees. There's no fee to use the app, but we do charge, 6% whenever you buy the entire property. By the way, that 6% comes out the entire property valuation, not on the invested portion. So for example, if the property is valued at $100,000, well, the 6% will be around $6,000 for them, not like, well, usually they put down 40%, 40K in this case, and it wouldn't be like 6% from 40K, no, it'll be 6% from 100K. Now, they say this, well, Tommy, the entire 6% is for the taxes, legal stuff, the closing, the appraisal, all this fancy stuff, but in reality, if you ask me, it's very expensive. And usually an appraisal, the average appraisal costs around like $600 to $400. So when you actually do the entire math here, it doesn't really add up. But my main thing is this: if you want to do this, Landa, why not say like, hey, here's a receipt for the entire cost that it costs us to actually close the property, and any leftover from that 6%, you put it back into the profits of the investors, or you actually put it back into the entire reserve for the entire property in case it goes vacant. That would be a better idea right there. Now, that's not all. Every single year, they'll charge you 7 to 9% management fee on the property. Okay, Tommy, that's nothing. It's just 7 to 9%. They need some money also. But in reality, the main idea is this. they're paying a management company to manage the company. So in reality, well, to manage a rental property. So in reality, they're just paying, or you're paying them to manage somebody else when they're not really doing the work, okay? Now, that might be a problem for you, but in reality, here's what I found out. They actually have the tenant, the new person actually living there, an app to actually report any problems. You can send somebody over ASAP, and on top of that, to pay them through the app. But the main thing is this, 6 to 9% or 7 to 9% is way too expensive. It's way too much money. I'd rather you just take the entire, like, any expenses to come out, well, let's take it out of the entire reserve that we actually have there. That way we don't worry about paying you so much money every single year. It's a lot of money, okay? Almost 10% in management fees when you're just managing somebody else to do the work. I don't like that part, okay? I'll be honest with you. Now, on top of that, a good concept for everyone out there is that, hey, you know, Tommy, Landa only charges me when I acquire the property, basically, and also whenever they manage the property, but there's no selling fee. So if they ever sell the property, well, we get all the profits. Isn't that awesome? Well, the answer is yes, but the main problem is that Landa doesn't plan to sell the property ever. Like, ever. Why? Because they want to make sure you get distributions every single month, but on top of that, they want to make sure they keep getting that management fee every single year for the rest of the life of the property, okay? And that might be forever or whatever, okay? But the main idea is this, guys. You might say, well, Tommy, that's nothing. I can still trade those entire, like, shares, but I'm going to tell you guys later on why selling those shares might be a problem, a bigger problem than you actually think, okay? It's not as easy as saying, like, hey, I'll put it out here, somebody bought it, I'm out. No. It might take a little longer. I'm talking days to actually sell that one share, depending on the demand of the entire thing, okay? Now, the entire summary is this, okay? Landa basically grabs a property, okay, takes the value of the property, divides it, and issues around 10,000 shares, always 10,000 shares. That way, on average, it's like $5, $6, $7, $10 for one share, and everyone can invest, and that way, they only pay the interest on the entire mortgage. That way there's something left for the rental profit, and they spread it around to all the investors, and everyone gets paid and everyone is happy. And they also take a big cut from the entire management fee of managing somebody else, and that way they make money, you make money, but they charge you way too much money for that. That's the overall message when it comes to Landa. So now that we understand exactly the concept of Landa, I want to go over some of the reviews, and then also, well, the entire Q&A I had with Landa, okay? Now, the first thing is I got reviews. Number one was basically, hey, it takes too long to buy and sell. That's all based on demand and supply. Number two was basically withdrawing money is a hassle. It takes way too long also. Well, they had glitches, that's why. Number three was, you know, marketing misleads. You know, you said accredited investors, but it's only accredited investors in this case. I'm going to tell you why later on in the video. And number four, one guy went for 3 months without getting his money back because there was a glitch in the system and they wouldn't let him withdraw his money. Now, by the way, when I say withdraw his money, it wasn't sell the shares. The money was in the account. He never bought anything, and he just wanted the money back. I think it was like $50, but you know, $50 gives you a 1-star review when you don't solve the problem in time. So now we understand the reviews. I want to go over the answers that Landa had to give me through Instagram DMs about these same reviews and these questions that I had for them right now, okay? Now, the first thing is this. When it came to my first question, I asked, hey, what's going on with the bad reviews? And they said to me, well, Tommy, the bad reviews are usually from people that are mad about the entire accredited investor thing because we have spots to actually fill, but once we fill those spots, well, we can't really open them up until we have regulation permission, because there is regulation when it comes to this stuff. So that's why that's been going on. But the main idea is this, okay? If you have this problem, why don't you mark it and say, hey, this is going on, we're going to fix it soon, don't worry about it. That way, it's bold and wide that the problem is being fixed and is actually being solved, okay? Now, number two is this. Well, Tommy, the withdrawals. People have not been able to withdraw money. What's going on with that? And by the way, the review said people took 3 months, 1 month, a ton of problems. But the answer is this. You know, Tommy, we first started off, we had problems with ACH transfers, but now we actually fixed it, and now it takes around 24 to 48 hours to get the money out. Now, if you ask me, those are all glitches, simple glitches here, but someone waited for 3 months, so I don't really know the entire idea here, but 3 months, and you guys fixed it now, so I'm happy about that. But 3 months, I think that person should at least get like, hey, you know, we made you wait 3 months, here's a share or 2 shares, you know, you happy now? Yes. Now you get a 5-star review, Landa, okay? Now, number 3 is this. Well, what about the acquisition percentage? Now, basically, whenever Landa buys a property, they charge you an acquisition fee of around, I think, 6%. And the thing is this, I thought it was 6% of whatever the investors actually invested, which is usually around 40%, right? So if you buy a house for $100,000 and the investors put in like $40,000, I thought it would be like, 40% and 6% of that money. But in reality, they take 6% of the entire valuation of the property and they use that to quote unquote cover all the costs. Now, I recommend, Landa, if you're watching over there, well, I recommend you take that 6%, right? Which is insane, it's a lot of money, and I recommend you show a receipt of all the expenses and whatever was left over from that 6%. Well, you either put it in the rental reserve or you issue it back to the entire like investors. That way, no one is saying like, hey, it's too expensive, blah blah blah. Well, no, it's just to cover the fees, and here's your money back, or it's going back into the rental deposit. That way, everything is more transparent, if you ask me. Now, number 4 was this. The management fee of 9%. I do not agree with this, okay? They said, hey, we give them an app. That way everything is like more smoother, and if they have a problem, they just like contact the app and they get someone over there ASAP. Now what it sounded to me was basically, Landa did a great job at, basically, automating the entire thing, but they're not really managing anything. They're actually hiring a manager to manage everything, and basically it's just like, hey, pay me money to manage somebody else to manage your property. So again, that's way too expensive. 9% every single year is insane. It's very expensive. I don't like that part. I recommend maybe 1%, less than 1%, and try to make your money from basically, acquiring more properties out there, because volume is the game here. But 9% is insane, and you're not really managing anything. You're just like, collecting that residual every single month. So I'm not a big fan of that at all. Now, number 5 is basically, well, Tommy, it takes too long to sell or buy. Well, the answer is this. The reason is because basically, it's demand and supply. So when they issue out 10,000 shares per property, whenever you buy, great, but whenever you want to sell and no one wants to buy, well, no one's gonna buy. And by the way, Landa is currently not buying back shares, and that's a really bad idea. I highly recommend, Landa, if someone wants to sell their shares, buy back from them and issue it right back into the market, and then that people can actually go back in there and buy it back, and that's the entire deal, okay? But you don't want to hold people hostage until it sells something if no one's buying it. So for example, if it's been 15 days and no one's bought your entire stock, we'll buy for you at this price or at the market price, and that way people are happy and more like, you have more repeat business, okay? Now, number 6, customer service by phone. Is it coming? Is it not coming? Well, they're telling me, Tommy, we talk to people, we schedule calls every single day. Now, the answer is this. You might be able to do that now, but when you have 1 million customers or 200,000 customers, how are you going to schedule calls, okay? You want to have an entire base of customer service. That way, all the questions are being answered every single day. And also on online customer service, that way people find answers. But in reality, you also want a customer base just for that, okay? Now, one of the last questions is basically glitches. Tommy, the app is glitching a lot. This happens. By the way, I was looking for something and the app glitched on me too. I'm going to tell you later on in the video. But the main idea is this. It glitches every now and then. And the answer is this. The reason it's glitching is because they are pre-launching. They're not officially out yet, so that's why it's going on. They're constantly working on it. They're fixing it. That's what they told me. By the way, I'm gonna put an entire thing here to actually show you guys all the conversation in case I haven't already. But the main idea is this. Number 8. SEC filings. Whenever I look for SEC filings, I find all the information on the company, but this time I didn't find that much on them, and they told me, hey Tommy, we filed an initial one, but we're going to file another one, and then you're going to get all the information. So for right now, they don't have all the information out there. They just have like an initial one out there. Now, number 9 is this. When they sell, they don't take a fee. Why do they do this? Well, the answer is basically they do this to actually collect more management fees until the property expires, which is basically never. They just hold it forever. They get that 9% forever. You get paid, yes, but they're making all that money. Because again, how is it fair that you're making basically maybe like 10, 11%, 12% for your investment? You're putting down all the money, but they're making 9% for managing the property when they're just managing somebody else. Again, you have to make money, Landa. I get it, but 9% is crazy. It's too much money. All right, so now that we covered the concept of Landa and also basically the reviews and the Q&A, I want to go over the entire Landa app here and show you guys exactly what it goes into and how it actually works. And the first thing I want to cover, guys, is this, okay? There's this property right here, and it's 5051 Maple DR. When you click it, it shows you exactly how much it costs per share. By the way, it's 10,000 shares to issue out, so this house costs around $95,900, okay? A lot of money for this house. Well, basically, it's a pretty nice house if you ask me, okay? Check it out. Pretty nice house. But it also has a pool, which is pretty cool. But on top of that, guys, it basically shows you also the tenant and his history. So how long have they been there for and how long is the lease? Well, they've been there for around almost 4 years, and the lease is around for 1 year, and you also get around 3 cents per share. So if you buy 100 shares, you get $3 for a $569 investment, which is not a lot of money, but it is decent if you ask me. Now, here's the entire details breakdown, guys, okay? The rent that you charge that guy is around $725. The entire monthly rent, well, monthly rent is $725, but the property tax is around $46. Financing is $146. By the way, the financing is only interest only. When you buy these shares, well, Landa isn't paying capital on the loan, so you won't end up like owning the entire property eventually. No, Landa only pays the entire interest. That way, you actually get more money every single month, and you get returns because, again, they don't plan on ever selling according to them, but you never know what happens in the future. On top of that, the insurance is also $52, and their management fee, which is 9%, is $58. Again, way too expensive. So in total, before the entire vacancy and reserve, well, you're gonna be making around $423, which would be like around 4 cents per share. But since they also reserve some money in case it goes vacant, well, you're gonna be making around $315, which is around 3 cents per share. So that's how it works. But guys, you're probably wondering, okay, Tommy, this is kind of good, okay? It's kind of great, you know, you use the entire app, you don't have to do anything, and to get some residual income here, you would have to have, by the way, to make a lot of money from Landa, you would have to invest a ton of money to make like residual income to actually support yourself in the future. It would take some money, okay? It's not like, oh, I just invest now, I'm like financially free. No, it will take money. But what happens if you were to try to do this yourself and buy the exact same property in Georgia or wherever it is, right? Well, in reality, if you bought this property yourself and you rented it out and all the entire like fees and all the management fee and the rent was the same, well, in reality, here's all the information right here. Rent $725, property tax $46, you know, financing around $388 because again, it's for 30 years, but you're gonna be paying the capital and also the interest if you do it yourself. But the main idea is this, guys. In 30 years, you own the property, so there you go. But on top of that, insurance would be around $52, and you would either pay or choose not to pay the entire like management fee to a company to manage the entire property. Okay, if you do choose to pay, your overall profit every single month will be around $181 that you get to pocket for yourself. And on top of that, you would make around $2,172 every single year. Now, the entire idea is this. If you buy the property yourself, you will make more money, but you also take more risks. If you use Landa, you get to put money in without needing $25K or $40K as a down payment. So that's the entire pro of the entire company. Now, if you ask me, comment down below, by the way, do you like the company? Do you not like the company? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, if you ask me, Tommy, do you recommend the app or do you not recommend it? The answer is this. I only recommend things I would use because you guys are my friends and I want to make sure we all make money here, okay? So I don't want you guys to get scammed, but the app is not a scam, obviously. But the main point is this, guys. Right now, the app is pre-launch, has a lot of glitches, a lot of problems. On top of that, the fees are way too high and customer service is not really like there that much with the entire like bad reviews and stuff like that. So the main point is this. Right now, I wouldn't really invest into the app just yet until they fix these issues, but the entire concept is phenomenal. I really like it. I like the entire concept. It's just the execution is kind of poor in a sense. So for example, if I made this app myself, I'd probably see this, okay? The acquisition cost. Well, the acquisition is basically 1% for us. That's it. But also, whatever fees goes into acquiring the entire like, property, you guys pay it out. That's fine. No problem there, right? On top of that, the management fee, say like 1% or 0.5%. That sounds more like doable because in reality, you guys are really covering that, okay? And if anything goes like crazy, well, you know, you have us cover the entire fee, but don't charge like 9%. It's insane. You know, on top of that, I would probably focus on more of the revenue instead of like buying a fancy office space in like New York or like renting one in New York. I would probably focus in all that stuff and getting like a better customer base, and also, well, investing that money into more programming and coding for the website, and that way everything works better. By the way, you guys have an app, but also probably make that app like a version online so you can see everything that's going on in the app online, also like on the computer. That would be awesome. So again, guys, Landa, Team Landa over there, please take this video and take it into consideration and make this app awesome, bro. Because honestly, you guys have a big chance to be bigger than Fundrise or any of these other companies, because in reality, you guys have a very good concept. So if you guys execute correctly and don't charge too many fees, you guys will be better off, okay? And sometimes you might have to cut some people in the office that aren't productive, and sometimes you might have to focus on other things, and that's fine, but it's all about making sure the customer's okay, you have a good business model, and you're also overall just helping people. So guys, in summary, app, don't recommend it right now. In the future, 8 months from now, I'll check it out, see what's going on over there. Right now, I don't recommend it. And guys, as always, if you enjoyed this video, hit the like button. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. On top of that, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you get notified. And if you want to talk to me one-on-one, just DM me on Instagram at Tommy Bryson. And before I go, if you want to watch more videos on more apps and stuff like that, click this playlist right here. And guys, if you want to subscribe to the channel, click my face right here. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching, and peace.